Alright, I hope I'm recording. Well, here we are the week before Christmas. And let's see. Well, a lot's been happening. We haven't been able to get over here to do some video for a while. But all of our wiring is complete. And here you can see all the ductwork for our high velocity air system, which is going to do both the heating and the cooling of the house. All the ductwork has been done downstairs, and they're beginning to do the work upstairs. They're waiting to finish that until the insulation goes in, which is happening this week. And here's our hall bath. We had to replace the subfloor because there really wasn't one. And so the bathtub's been set. It's the original tub, which we're going to clean up and keep, simply because neither one of us wants to get rid of yet another cast iron tub. Getting 500 pounds down the stairs and out the door is not fun. What else? They have all the plumbing has been set, the drains and the supply lines. We have stub outs so that going forward, after we get the sheetrock up, we can take our time, go in and finish off the bathrooms. It's actually a pretty easy thing to do, even if you haven't done a lot of plumbing, because you use what's called a compression fitting to attach whatever you're putting on. So that's something you simply cut off the end of the stub out, put on your compression fitting, and then tighten very slowly until you get a waterproof seal. You don't want to go too fast, because if you get it too tight, then you might bend the pipe and then you're going to have a problem. What you can see over here is that once I move this big board, this is going to be the master bath shower. We have a 4x4 foot shower pan from Tile Ready, and which is great because it's a preformed shower receptacle that you can simply tile over. Much easier and much less time consuming than actually building out a floor. And what else? Our fancy new tub. We got a cast iron pedestal tub from vintagetub.com, which is a really great resources. Their prices are good, and free shipping and no tax. And that's going to go right here centered in front of the windows. And here is going to be our view sitting in the tub, minus the debris under the snow. By the way, it's our first snowfall of the season. Much better than the ice storm we had last week. And going downstairs, we decided to go ahead. We planned long term to switch out the door, the exterior door in the dining room for a window. Well, another might as well. While we have the walls open, we might as well do it. So it's going to add on to our budget, not a great thing. But in the long run, it's cheaper to do it now, so we might as well. And it's going to match up in height. It doesn't look like it right now because there's no trim, but it will match in height to the original windows in the house. And not much has happened in the living room or the sun porch, but another might as well. We switched out the windows in what's going to be the library. Good morning. For the for French doors, and this will eventually lead out to a terrace. And then come through. You can see the kitchen has been all sealed up. Another might as well. We really hated the windows that were in here because there were so many different kinds, so we might as well switch them out. And it was an expense that we originally didn't plan on for right now, but the great thing is, because we've added energy efficient windows, this is going to translate into a tax deduction at the end of the year. Always a good thing. And again, this is going to be our view. I think about this every time I get frustrated or overwhelmed with doing a renovation. It's important to keep, keep hope alive. And then, a note for me. I'll read it later. Joe, cover something in basement, stuff, doors and windows, and I have no idea. And here you can see our fancy new furnace. I don't know if it's a good thing or a depressing thing that we're both so impressed and excited over by a heating system, but quite frankly, it's the coolest thing in the world. And what I love, I mean, this tiny little thing, which hangs on our wall, is going to heat this whole house. And what's really great is that it monitors the outside temperature, and when it's warmer, it runs at a cooler temperature. So it's going to save us a lot of money, which is a good thing considering the price of fuel, and a really good thing considering, you know, that the environment should be important to all of us. And this, I think, is the coolest thing. It's kind of James Bond, if you can see it. But you push a button, and out pops the control panel, and you can set the whole thing. It feels very, very space age. And then over here, you can see the other thing that I really love, or that we both really love. Our plumber, well, it's a bit dark, but our plumber, actually, let me see if I can turn the lights on. No, there's only the one light. Our plumber ran the plumbing so that every single fixture in our house has its own shut-off valve. So if you want to shut off the toilet in the hall bath, you're not going to shut off 3 or 4 other things. Everything is labeled, and it's really, really well ordered, and really, really exciting. And again, I can't believe that we're both so excited over a bunch of pipes in our basement. Oh well. And this is going to be the air handler, which is going to handle all of the hot and cool air going through the house. Oh, and the other great thing about this system, since it hangs on the wall, and since this is an old house, we ever get water in the basement, it's not going to flood the furnace. And we know from our old house, you get water in your furnace, you're going to lose your heat. So that's another added advantage. And then I think the last thing we need to look at is our mudroom. So as I said, the house is being insulated this week, but this has already been done. All the insulation has been put in. We did go with fiberglass insulation in here simply because we have greater wall depth, so we can use a much thicker insulation. So it's going to be really well sealed. Again, it's not as efficient as the poly foam that we're putting in throughout the house, but it's a little bit cheaper, and we could get more of it in because the walls are thicker in here than in the original house. And you know, you got to pick and choose your battles. We needed to save money somewhere. They've put in the supply lines and the hookup for the washer and dryer, and you can see it looks really filthy right now, but this is a really, really amazing sink from the late 19th century that we found in a salvage yard outside of Philadelphia. And I think that's it for now. So as I said, we're insulating this week, which I don't know what you've ever heard about contractors, but our contractor is on schedule. He said we were going to be insulating the middle of December, and we are insulating the middle of December. Can't believe it. All right, talk to you later.